talk about engagement. And in this way, the engagement is with our friends, with our wise friends. One of the things that I've learned over the last many years is the value of collaborative processing, of inquiry, as a significant way of supporting the path. And certainly in engagement with wise friends, there's different ways that we can do that. And with inquiry, one of the things that is supportive is to start developing a container that helps our ability to use the situation for maximum benefit. And so there's a number of qualities to bring forward: respect, generosity, integrity, active listening, using I statements, sharing as much or as little as you choose, doing what you want to do and making sure you're not doing what you don't want to do, signaling if you don't want to answer a question, pausing yourself or the group if something is keeping you from being fully present. So let me just go through these qualities and see if that helps. In any time we are collaboratively processing with a friend, to help create a container that supports our insight and supports our engagement. So when we talk about respect, it's really bringing forward the heart of respect for yourself, for your aspiration to wake up out of suffering, for your understanding of the richness and the complexity and the tenderness of what it is to be human. And it's to extend that respect to your friend, to your inquiry partner. Generosity is the generosity of leaning into your vulnerability, of being willing to explore edges that might be uncomfortable. But it's also the generosity of not presuming that your partner is willing to hold all of it. And so just taking some care in what you say or how you say, how much you say, so that there's a sharing and a sense of being in relationship with. Integrity really has to do with creating an environment of safety, of honesty, of confidentiality that holds your process. And with different people and different groups, what is needed for confidentiality is different. But one of the confidentiality standards that seems to work well for many of the groups that I use is the standard of taking care not to repeat personal shares, so that you and your inquiry partner and the members of your group can feel comfortable to disclose without recrimination. Active listening is the non-judgmental observation. It's without intention to fix, to give advice. I statements is to really frame everything in terms of your own personal experience. And so a non-judgmental observation is supported by I statements. So even to say something like, "You are great," it's a positive judgment, but it's a judgment nonetheless. To say something like, "I feel really excited when you say that," or "I'm really happy to hear you sharing that insight." It's a different statement than "you're great" or "you have insight." When I take responsibility for my own experience, that is absolutely non-contestable. Nobody can argue with that. When I'm telling somebody else what they are, that's debatable. And it might not land so well. So I statements support us taking responsibility and keeping us in a non-judgmental way of being with somebody else. Taking care of yourself, making sure you're tracking your own needs, your body needs, your needs for satisfaction, your needs for control, and naming them. Sometimes you may be able to negotiate for them, sometimes not, but the more you are able to name and know what your needs are, the richer the engagement is. Being careful to know and track how much you're sharing so that you say as much or as little as you want, that you signal when you don't want to answer a question, and to be really careful that you're in positive choice about not doing what you don't want to do. We're not wanting to create a culture of conformity. We are wanting to create a culture of aliveness and wholeness. And to be alive and whole means that you need to stay connected with what you want and what you don't want, not in order to disrupt the container of the group, but in order to stay alive. And so there's a balance that's needed between your own needs and the needs of the group. And navigating takes some discernment. So pausing yourself or the partner, if something is happening for you that keeps you from being fully present. And so it isn't just a matter of buckling under and holding until there's a break. Sometimes you need to speak up and say, I need a break right now, or I'm so overwhelmed with an emotion that I can't pay attention to the next question. I need to pause so that I can process. Or I don't understand. Can you help me understand? What are we supposed to be doing right now? Or I've got to go pee. Can I take a moment so that my bladder bursting is not hijacking my attention? So Insight Dialogue meditation guidelines support us. They are pause, relax, open, trust emergence, listen deeply, and speak the truth. Pause is the ability to turn towards what is and not make a story out of it. It's pausing our social conventions and expectations about who we think we're supposed to be, or how we think we're supposed to show up, or what we think our role is supposed to be. And really touching what is, what's happening right now. Open is the ability to open to the fullness of our own experience and to touch the awareness and the presence of our partner, of our friend. Trust emergence is to let go of trying to figure out how it is supposed to be, of controlling the outcome, and just allowing it to emerge. Listen deeply is to listen with our body, to listen with our heart, to notice the nuances of feelings and the impact that we experience as we're speaking, as we're listening, to listen for the mystery, to listen for the musical cadence, to listen to the content. To speak the truth is to edge away from what is conventionally known into what is true, even if it's not convenient or sometimes nice. Or sometimes even acceptable. And so together, through respect and generosity and integrity, through active listening, through I statements and taking care of yourself, sharing as much or as little as you want, making sure you don't do what you don't want to do, signaling If you don't want to answer a question, pausing yourself or your partner if something is keeping you from being fully present, and bringing the Insight Dialogue meditation guidelines. Pause, relax, open, trust emergence, listen deeply, and speak the truth. All of these support engagement with our inquiry partner and with our rise friends in a way that maximizes the insight, the benefit that comes from this shared exploration in Dhamma together.